Yo! Welcome to the 317 Sports Project with Penn Pops. I'm Penn.
I'm Pops.
What the hell is poppin', y'all? What's going on? Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
It's good to be here.
Yo, this is about to be dope.
This is about to be a lot of fun.
We're doing it different. We're standing up. The energy's good.
I've had all this nervous energy for like 2 weeks since we got called out saying that we were going to do a draft. And like
That happened. So, welcome to Penn Pops 2022 NFL Not So Mock Draft. We are here with you. We can't wait. We got PFF. Big shouts to them.
Yeah.
Big shouts to NFL.com. PFF is a site we're using for our mock draft simulations later. We'll bring that up. We got some dope stuff coming up for you guys. NFL.com is an informational site Pops put me on to that we use for the draft tracker as it pertains to each player's grade, which we'll get into more later. Combine statistics, all that fun stuff. And then obviously we got some clean kick stuff because that's the sponsor. Just doing what we do.
Let's do this.
Doing what we do. This dude is so excited right now. And I'm excited for him. He's been geeked about this one for a minute. I personally have never really done this experience. This is my first mock draft, not so mock draft, messing around with the simulations and all of that. This dude, how many do you think you've done in the last couple of weeks? Over under 200.
Over under.
Sheriff Darky.
Bang bang.
Bang bang.
Probably over.
Over 200?
Probably.
And how long of a period of a time?
In about 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, about 2 weeks. I've done about 200 simulations.
So you're on about 30 a day?
Yeah.
About 30 simulators a day? How you feeling about it?
Well, I do it at work too.
Oh, wow. So do you think you should tell the people that you be on?
Hey. Maybe it's during my break. You don't know.
Big shouts to the bank. They know. So, how you feel about it? We thought about Draft Express. We thought about PFF. We went back and forth. Why do we stick with PFF, cuz?
It was a little cleaner on looking up stats of players, and I like the flow of the draft.
Okay. Because I remember that you said, when I was looking at Draft Express, you said that PFF may not have had all the players up or something when we were going back and forth trying to figure out what we were going to use. So,
yeah. You can tell in the
enough.
later rounds there's some missing things, but at the same time, like, we got other sources that we can look up information on these players.
No doubt.
I just like the flow of this draft.
No doubt. You've been waiting for this for literally 2 years since we first started talking. Look at this.
Yeah.
We first started talking about the 317 Sports Project, as you guys know, a couple of years ago. We finally started 3 months ago, but one of the first things he talked about, besides getting on Twitter and meeting up with all of you awesome people, was, I can't wait to do mock drafts and get on the big board. Like, this is his shit. This is his shit. So
we got a lot of space today.
We gonna be stretching it out. Stretching it out in this bitch. So it's a different show breakdown. It's not your typical 317 Sports Project with Penn and Pops. We're gonna do a little diff.
Is that what that was?
It's the DJ sound. I literally said, this isn't our typical styles. We're not calling it an episode. It's our first Penn and Pops exclusive, parentheses, DJ sound.
I knew what it meant.
Exactly.
I knew exactly what it meant.
They know what it meant too. We'll be back to our regular scheduled programming in 2 weeks with an official episode 7. But what that means is, lucky for y'all, you get us twice this week because it's Sunday. We're going to drop this on Tuesday. And then Thursday, we're turning my living room into the draft house.
The draft
house. We're going to be live. Thanks, Gina. Much love, G. We're going to be live on
Thursday
on YouTube around 7, something like that.
7:30 starts at 8.
Man.
So.
Yo, we said we were going live. G put us on blast on the Twitter. So we going live Thursday around 7 p.m.
Yeah.
You feel good about that?
I feel great.
Yeah, man. Before we go any further, I just got to give a shout out. One shout out today.
Okay.
It's going to Pops.
Ooh.
This guy.
Yeah.
So happy to be here with you, dog. appreciate you so much. I know I say it all the time, but this was 100% his vision. This was 100% his idea. He came to me and pitched it, and I was like, yeah, that could be dope. He's like, no. You have no idea how dope this is going to be. Like, trust me. Come for this ride with me. And 3.5, 4 months here, we're rocking out. We're having the best time ever. We talk every fucking day.
Every day.
Every day. Like, every day. All day long. We're talking about everything and anything. And,
you know
I'm
what's
just
so
thankful.
funny? When I say every day, we talk every day. We talk so much now that when I come home and the wife says, you talk to anybody in your family, I say no. And she goes...
Besides Brian?
Well, and she goes, you didn't talk to Brian? I was like, oh, well, that's just
he don't count.
Like, he doesn't count anymore. Like, that's just know that I talked to Brian.
For sure. Via Twitter, via phone. That's why I put on Twitter the other day, I was like, I haven't talked to this dude in like 48 hours. Something's weird. Shit's weird. So, big ups to you, my brother.
Appreciate you.
Big ups to you. Love you so much.
This is for you guys.
This is absolutely for you. So, in our second segment, we're going to talk about Ballard's offseason grade. Just as an overall whole, we want to know how you guys feel out there. We want to talk about how we're feeling. We got a lot to digest before we go into this draft on Thursday. So we're just going to talk about Ballard's grade. I think that's fair, right?
Yeah, I think everyone in the Twitterverse, at least our Twitter family,
which is mad dope.
It is mad dope.
It's mad dope.
You know who you are. Shout out to y'all.
You know. And if you don't know, it's no.
Right. We've been pretty hard on Ballard before the stuff happened.
No doubt.
Can we just hear something? Is there a rumor? We're hitting up other content creators. Like, did y'all hear anything?
For sure.
It stayed pretty silent, which is pretty Ballard.
It's very Ballard.
It's very Ballard.
A very good way to put that.
Instead of me tweeting about it, he's like, let me go do this.
It's his job.
It's his job.
Most people don't tweet about their job.
Right.
Fair.
Not Donald Trump.
Wow, W-O-W.
So,
Snake this.
So it's, we needed to let him do some work, and he did some work.
Yeah, we've been putting him through the ringer.
Yeah.
We definitely put him through the ringer. We bonded a great deal over the mishaps of whatever the hell was going on with Ballard. But let's go through some stuff and figure out what we give him as a grade.
Yeah.
You in?
I'm in.
Right. So we'll talk about the signings. And don't give each one a grade. We're going to give an overall grade of what happened. I'm not going to break down contracts. I'm just going to mention names of who has got signed, re-signed, whatever the case may be. We got Matt Ryan. We got Gilly. We got Yannick. We got Rodney McLeod. We got Mo. We got Zaire Franklin. We got Matt Pryor, Tyquan Lewis, Armani Watts, Brandon King.
Yeah.
There's some big names in there. There's some re-signs in there. There's some people that come in and just downright do their jobs in there.
Yeah.
There's some locker room vets in there. Some winners. What do you give that grade so far?
You know, I went back and forth when I saw that question on there saying what grade, and I grade hard.
Fair.
But I also keep in mind, I try not to be the person that just goes A+. You know, I don't want to be that guy. I want to be actually pretty critical where I can be critical.
Realistic.
You're
a realistic grader.
And I had a B.
Okay.
I then had a B+.
Okay.
Then I settled on an A-.
I have an A-.
I have an A- grade on this, solely because there's some room to grow. That's it. I don't want to say A+ because I know there's a lot of people out there that still want TY to be signed. But again, we have a draft. This is pre-draft grade.
And in between A- and A+ is A.
Correct.
So you know what I mean? There's room.
There's still some
but
room.
I couldn't give him a B+ because he's done some incredible things.
When you just look at some of these people, the Matt Ryan, the Yannick Ngakoue, and Stefan Gilmore.
You said his name right.
I did.
Look at you.
I be learning.
I'm proud of you.
I'm evolving.
I'm not doing it. He's still that to me. That's what he's gonna be.
So those top 3 signings, trade signings, whatever you want to call them,
real?
additions.
Yeah, perfect.
those are huge right there. I think you can go B+ to A- solely on those three.
I'm not mad.
But then re-signing Mo, which tight end was a hole. We maybe could do a little bit more with that.
We'll talk about that. You mean in the draft later?
In the draft.
We'll talk about that.
Off-season, signing still, all that. Mo was huge. Rodney is huge. Just a veteran presence.
He's from Philly, right? That's
yep.
All right, yeah.
Safety presence, veteran presence with those young guys that we already have. Taekwon, who Brian and I love.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Injuries are really the thing that have gotten in his way.
You preaching. He's got some.
But this dude,
I'm so excited for him right now. I can feel it.
But this dude, I mean, he is talented. So be able to go 1 year, prove it. I like that signing.
1 year, $3 million. That's not bad.
Monty Watts.
Where's Armani from? Is he Houston? Where's he from?
I don't even remember.
I totally forgot as
well.
But
I will say
Kansas City.
Yeah,
Kansas City.
I will say Brandon Smith coming from the Patriots. Brandon King. Yep. That's what I meant.
I'm not
One
mad.
of them Smith boys.
Yeah, for sure.
I love that because he comes from a winning program.
He got a ring.
Whether we like the Patriots or not, they win.
We do not. We don't. We definitely do not.
So he's going to come in, have a good work ethic. You know that he is because that's what that man over there demands from his players.
The name who remains unknown. The man who remains unnamed.
Yes. So A-, I think that's great.
I agree. I agree. I concur. EYE concur. And we'd love to know what you guys give Mr. Ballard as an overall grade. We know that there are some of you that are going to be very hard on him, and that's hilarious. We would love to know what you grade him. I think A- is very fair given the list we're looking at. And then we're going to talk about the goners real quick.
Yeah.
Mark G to the Giants, George Odom to San Fran, Muhammad to Chicago, Chris Reed to Minnesota, Marlon Mack to Houston, Z Pascal to Philly, and Taylor Starworth to Kansas City.
I think Mark and Zach probably hurt the most on that list.
Couldn't agree more.
Mark was a veteran presence on our offensive line, which is why we have that offensive line's a huge need. I think most experts, not saying we are, say that offensive line is a need in the draft.
Geniuses.
But Zach Pascal has been a safety blanket for the wide receiving core for the Colts the last few seasons.
Fair.
I think when everyone's like, who do we go to next when T.Y.'s been injured, Zach, for some reason, always shows up in big moments.
You are absolutely right.
So losing him kind of hurts.
Okay, now that we're giving grades, two questions. Who steps up in Zach Pascal's presence, in Pascal's absence?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, that was hard to say. Who steps up in Zach Pascal's absence, number one?
Yep.
And what grade do you give our receiving core right now?
So I think the biggest thing is who's going to be our number two.
Yeah.
T.Y. has not been signed yet. I know there's both parties that are interested. Hopefully that can happen. But if not, I would almost expect no and be pleasantly surprised. You have
Doolin.
I was just about to say Doolin. Was it Stachin? Big boy.
Yep.
Big
that's
boy.
Fine. You know, we be messing up names.
I'm not good with names.
Until he gets on the field and I have a reason to understand and know who this homie is, I don't know who homie is.
And the only reason that we can't automatically say Paris Campbell is because, again, injuries. He is our number two.
I need to say this right now. I just want to put it out there while we're here. I know I put it on Twitter the other day, but I want to say it out loud to all of our people. This is Paris Campbell's year. He's about to break out. He's about to ball the hell out. He's about to put it on his back for the homie D. Haskins. I'm telling you right now, he's about to dedicate this one to D. Haskins, and Paris Campbell is about to ball the hell out this year. Stamp it.
I like it.
I'm putting it out there.
I like it.
So what grades you give him? Where you at?
I'll go B.
Oh, wow.
I'll go B.
Oh, wow.
Maybe B-.
I'm definitely a
C+.
tough C.
Tough C?
Tough
Okay.
C. Only because it's so unproven.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah.
Let's say you kept everybody where they were right now without any changes. You bring T.Y. back, you don't bring him back. and Michael Pittman gets hurt.
Right. Yeah.
You don't know
Wide receivers
you don't know anything about anybody
I'm
behind
all
him.
for letting young guys get a chance to play.
And that's what Ballard said. Ballard said instead of going and getting somebody, or going and getting a vet, he would rather get somebody in the draft and bring him up in the system.
Yeah. But he also says he loves competition in each position. So,
touche. What's that mean to you, coming from him?
Coming from
Ballard
him
insider.
is, yes, he's not going to go break the bank to go get another wide receiver free agent.
Yep.
He will re-sign T.Y. on a deal that fits both parties, or go, whether that be a trade up in the draft or go get a very great, deep wide receiver draft, go get one of these young, talented guys, and best man wins.
So many receivers in this draft.
So many receivers
So
in
many
the draft.
receivers.
So I think that he would sign T.Y., but I don't think he's going to use the remaining of his salary cap.
Where's your heart at on that? If you were a betting man, does T.Y. come back for one more? Does he get the farewell tour? The T.Y. parentheses thank you T.Y. tour?
No.
No. I say
No.
yes.
No.
I say yes.
Want it. Hope it happens.
Schnarf.
But I just have a weird feeling about it that not everyone's going to agree on
Terms.
the terms.
Terms matter.
And I know it's like, hey, he's only got a couple years left. He might retire this, but first of all, no one threw him the ball last season.
Wow.
When he was available, he stood on the sidelines a lot, which I did not like.
Wasn't he hurt a lot?
When he came back and he was healthy, the last 5-6 games of the season, he wasn't out there for all offensive snaps. It was a very much like, how do you not even have him out there as a decoy?
How do you not even implement him into the system,
so there
into
were,
the scheme?
There were some, am I actually going to be involved? If I was T.Y., I'd ask that. Am I going to be involved in the offense? I don't want to just be a cheerleader.
I blame Carson.
Sure. So hope he comes back. For some reason, I just don't feel it.
All right. Very, very fair. But yeah, we'd love to know what you guys think. The grades on the, the signings and the garners. We say A- on the signings, and you give them a C+ on those that have left us. You said what? Oh, it's okay. It's all right. And I give them a C- my damn self, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to take a quick break. I want you guys to do me a favor, though, while we're taking a break. Try to guess what's in my glass. Big shouts. I told we give a hashtag to JJ Drinks with JJ. I said we give a shout out to them, Heidi and all of them, for sure, because this is the 1 year anniversary to the start of the hashtag Drinks with JJ.
Yeah.
So big shouts to G, big shouts to JJ, big shouts to Heidi. We're glad to partake this evening with y'all, for
Cheers.
sure. We'll be back in 1 second with 317 Sports Project / Penn Pops Not So Mock Draft bars in 1 minute.
We're brothers, we're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five.
Oh, we're already good? We're live?
We're live.
Well, welcome back to Penn Pops 2022 Not So Mock Draft. This is what we're here for. Pops is dancing. Pops is getting his groove on. He's out here getting his Rocky battle on in the back.
Let's do this.
Da-da-da. Bro, you ready?
I feel good.
What are we here for, man? What the hell's about to go down, man?
So we're
Let's
about
talk
to
the
do
people.
a nice little mock draft for you. We're going to kind of do a couple different simulations. We're going to go through the what would I do, what would we do, and the what do we think Chris Ballard will do.
Oh, they're different.
A little different.
Why are
because
they different?
One's with trades to maximize our draft capital. One is he'll he'll probably just stay put at the picks that he's at.
So you got that? Is one of these gonna be like if we were playing 2K and we could like create the best players ever type thing, like just complete made up?
Not that many trades.
Okay.
It's like 1 or 2 compared to just staying pat.
Okay, because you think Ballard will just stay pat.
Yeah.
Because he's known to stay pat. Okay.
I guess both simulations have 1 trade in them. We'll go through it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So this is going to be, again, we're pick 42. So with the holes that we have, and I kind of want to go through what we need, what we think we need. Okay. Wide receiver.
For damn sure.
Wide receiver. Offensive line.
Got to secure that up.
Got to secure it up. We want to get some young talent in there. We have some guys that Ballard has said they're going to get a chance to start this year.
That don't really mean a lot to my heart.
Doesn't mean a lot.
That doesn't make me feel good.
We still want the young talent to be able to push them, and there's a lot of good offensive linemen in this draft.
That's true. Both on the offensive and defensive line.
Some are 2 years away from being a starting. Some are just, hey, if somebody gets hurt, they can plug in and play in a few different spots.
I love that.
So, offensive tackle, tight end.
Okay.
I do feel that that's still a necessity.
Okay.
Mo's great. Who's our second in line?
There is a gentleman there, and I can't remember his name, but there is a gentleman there. But I feel you, and I agree.
Okay. I think a big point of this is giving Matt Ryan as many offensive weapons as possible, right?
Facts.
We want him to be able to navigate the offense easily while having some protection. And I think that's the biggest part. He's at the twilight of his career. We want him to have quick and easy options so he doesn't have to make long decisions in the pocket.
Kylan Granson out of SMU.
Don't feel good about it.
Okay.
Don't feel good about
I
it.
agree with you.
I said somebody I would go, let's give him a chance to be the 2 or the 1.
I agree with you.
I'm not so long.
Or if we want to go dual tight ends.
Right.
Right?
Right. If we want to go big formation, if we want to go split 4 out with the tight end being the 4th, I need to know who for sure is going to be that guy.
Absolutely, my G.
QB is a position that a lot of people say that we need just for future. Again, Matt, towards the end of his career, maybe he's got 2 years, maybe he's got 3, but bringing someone up behind him, I just don't feel good about this draft for QBs.
In the draft simulations that I did, I always went receiver, offensive tackle, cornerback, and then I looked at the quarterbacks later.
And there was no one at the bottom of that draft that you really won.
I was never
because
impressed.
next year is a quarterback-heavy draft.
For sure.
So I would see them, hey, let's see what Matt looks like for a year as far as how young he looks.
How long does Matt stay? How long is Matt a Colt? Is he a Colt for
3 years.
3 hours?
I would say 3 years we have Matt Ryan.
Yeah. And
He's got 2 years left on his deal,
and
right?
He does, yep.
And then he does a
1 year.
Do I want to retire? Is he going to retire?
How good are we? Where we at? Could we go get it
and
done?
he'll come back for the last year if they haven't won anything.
Not fair.
Right?
All fair.
And so then you would look at next year, hey, let's get our young quarterback
Give him
to have 2 years
under Matt Ryan.
under Matt Ryan. Yes.
Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre.
Correct.
Eskish.
Now the other one that he mentioned, CB. We got Gilly, which is great.
Yep.
But I want somebody on the other side because Kenny Moore is more our slot.
For sure.
He's our slot CB.
For sure.
I want somebody on that side that can handle themselves to keep bolstering that defense.
How important is that to you early? Is that early or is that later?
Depends
Where
on
do you
who's
go?
available.
My man.
There's some decent, good CBs at the end of the draft. Vincent Gray out of Michigan, Deron Bland,
Yep.
Fresno State.
Yep.
There's some good CBs towards the end of that draft. That'd be developmental CBs that will have had great stats in college, great passer ratings that they've stopped. I mean,
Damari
there's some good-
Mathis. I was a big fan of Damari Mathis. We'll talk about him later out of Pittsburgh.
Yep.
This fool ran a 4.39.
Yeah.
Whew. Yeah, we'll talk about him later.
Yeah.
But
I've got one that I really, really want, which I'll go through. If he's available, I'll talk about him.
Word.
If not, I'll still mention him because I hope that they still get him. So we're going to go through this first simulation.
I'm so excited. He's about to nerd out. I feel like I honestly want to like sit on the couch and like watch it from here, but that's just not how hosts do shit.
Right.
It's just not supportive. But I kind of want to nerd out a little bit because this is about to be so cool.
So running through these simulations as wide receiver has been a question, and I know we've talked and gone back and forth with a couple people on Twitter about wide receivers that'd be available. George Pickens is big on everyone's list, but he is climbing draft boards fast because
By the second.
I'll say when we first started using PFF, he was a 56 on this draft board. Now he's a 28. If that gives you any indication, that changed in about a week time.
That's half.
Yeah.
He's climbed up.
So he's gone from a mid-second round to a late first round pick.
Yeah.
Now, that's not saying, and you think about the people that are in that first round that need a wide receiver. Kansas City has 2 picks back-to-back. The end of the first round, they just lost Tyreek Hill. So the Sky Moore and the George Pickens, who are the late first round best wide receivers in that time, will they be available? We don't know. And then you have good old Lions, who definitely need a wide receiver.
Need a few wide receivers. They need 8 wide receivers, my ninja. Let's just call it what it is, for sure.
So, there's that.
Oh, man.
Then you have our
Jared.
tackles. There's really where we're picking, as we'll go through it, that aren't a whole bunch that we couldn't wait for a little later.
All of my simulations, I drafted one in the second round.
So
my second pick. I'm sorry, the second pick.
Bernard Raymond out of Central Michigan.
Yep.
If he fell, he'd be the only one that I would think about using.
At what, 70? What's our second? Is that what you're talking about? The
No,
73
I
pick?
would use him at the 42nd.
For real?
Or if I were to trade up, I would take him. He's a day one starting left tackle.
Snarf.
They were part of the best tackle duo in the FBS.
Okay.
Right tackle, left tackle. And I think it's Luke is the other guy who is available usually later in some of these simulations. One of those two I would definitely take because they had some of the best protection grade in the FBS.
You hear how smart this dude is? It's crazy. It's unbelievable.
So we're going to start this first one that we're going to go through. We're going to look at what's available. We're going to go, I'm not going to trade up on this one.
All right.
This one, we're going to see what's available at 42, and you may or may not like it of a trade back. But a trade back could get us more picks later.
Okay. Just wondering, how deep of a trade back is that? You know what I mean, right? Like, we'll see, right?
You'll see it.
Word up.
So let's start this.
Y'all ready? Let's get it. Go Colts.
Go
For the
Colts.
shoe.
So right now, 42nd pick, you're going to look at Green Bay at the end of the first round, Kansas City,
Gotta hit
both
my
need,
pin, I'm nervous.
both need wide receivers. So when I run through this, who's available? Jalen Petrie. Jalen Petrie is one. With the talent at CB that we have in the middle and the end of the draft, I don't know that we take our first pick as that CB need. Wide receiver and tackle are a lot more important. But if you look at best available, because you also, depending on ranking, want to make sure you kind of have a good ranking for that pick as well. So I'm not going to choose a linebacker here. Don't know that I would choose Penn State here, but I would go see who's going to be looking at trading up. So if I pull up trades, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they want to trade up. That is someone that I would trade down for. Reason being is I would look at doing something like this. Give them our 42nd from Washington, taking their 52nd, and either taking their 84 or their 138.
Okay.
Since it's a second round, that's worth a lot more, so they're going to give up more to be able to move up 10 spots.
138 is what, 4th round?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or I look at the Patriots, their 54th,
like that.
72% chance of being completed. I might actually take this one.
Let's take it.
Let's see what happens.
Let's take it.
Trade accepted. So this is going to be interesting. So there's 2 players that I really, really like that are usually available around this time.
Around 54 and 85?
Around 54 when we're going to draft next.
Bet.
One is the best tight end in the draft, but he's the best receiving tight end in the draft.
Huh.
The other is Jalen Tolbert out of South Alabama, wide receiver.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. I don't know about this tight end, but I know about Jay Tolbert.
So I want to
for
show you
sure.
something.
Let's go.
If I'm on the big board, say we're in the draft room, war room, we got 2 minutes on the clock. How much they get? 3 minutes on the clock? Maybe it's 5. I don't even know. So
We're
if I
going to learn
pull
on
up
Thursday.
tight end, you got Trey McBride out of Colorado State.
I'm so excited.
Not Greg. Get out of here, Greg.
It's not about you, Greg.
6'4", 246. All-time season for the tight end position, 12 games, racked up 1,200 yards, 91 catches. Not huge in the end zone. I believe, if I remember right,
I was
he
about to
only
say, how
had
many TDs?
1 TD.
Wow.
But if I go, who is my crossing route, middle of the field, dink and dunk guy? I have a safety net as a tight end with Mo and him. I mean, this guy has a 95 receiving grade. Drop rate's only a 3.2.
3 drops.
3 drops.
3 drops.
Deep catches, huge for me. Tied for third at 8 at the position. Contested catches, 17. This guy is really good. This guy is really, really
Hands
good.
are nice.
Guy's really,
Hands are
really
nice.
good.
So you would take him, you would consider taking him at 52?
I would take him at 52.
You would take him at 52?
I'm probably going to take him at 52.
Okay.
He's just a reliable player. Read some of this for me. I just want you to check this out. Just read a little bit of that. Read a little bit of that.
Pros, strides past linebackers easily, more than enough speed to test the seams, put up rare numbers in college. He's the focal point at Colorado State's offense. Ran diverse and translatable route tree. McBride wins where so few tight ends do.
Let's read some cons.
Gotta read some cons. Not going to be a move tight end, nor will he win one-on-one outside despite doing so in college. Straight line after the catch player. So he's not gonna be a yards after the catch kind of guy.
He's not a yak
He's
guy.
not a yak kind of guy. Man among boys at his level of competition.
Okay.
Why is that a con? A man among boys? Why is that a con?
That should be in the strengths area. So
Where can he improve though? Like where can he
physical
improve?
routes.
Okay.
So looks like he can get knocked off his path a little bit every now and then. But again, for my tight end, who I just need to be my safety net across the field if Pittman's not open, if somebody else is not open.
Fair.
I have a hopefully invisible like tight end that people forget about. Because then, if you don't forget about him, we got Pittman on the outside. Not Pittman.
Pimpin'.
Pittman.
He's straight pimping.
Straight
Pimpin', baby. We got pimping.
So I'm going to look at him.
All right.
We're going to look at our other guy, Jalen Tolbert. 6'1", 194. One of the best big play threats in football. 16 deep receptions, ranked 5th all-time, or sorry, 5th in college football in 2021. He was only a 2-star recruit, but this boy did some stuff. Let's look at his stats.
This fool had 1,500 yards last year.
1,500 yards, 8 touchdowns. In the last 3 years, he's had 8 touchdowns, and then 6 touchdowns. But 82 overall grade, 85th receiving grade, or 85 receiving grade.
Grade goes up every year.
Every year.
Every year that grade's gone up.
Yeah.
8 drops. It's a little concerning, depending upon what the
Hands are
drops
usually
have
what
in
we
the
talk
slate.
about his.
For sure. Right?
his
Okay.
thing.
All right. Yeah.
I'm leaning towards my Colorado State guy.
I do not disconcur.
Because I'll say this. tight ends drop off abruptly after him. There's another guy that comes around the 156th-ish pick that is probably the second best receiving tight end, and he even gets drafted ahead of his time because of his potential. There's other holes where if we can just fill this and have a weapon for Matt Ryan, this is who I'm taking.
My ninja.
So, but this also gave us an extra pick. So, we are going to go, boom, drafty. Trey is ours.
Bam, 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 bam.
So now we look at 73rd.
Congratulations,
overall.
guys. You got a tight end.
Okay.
Woo!
So,
Why am I the only one celebrating? Raise your glass.
we've got a couple things here.
This is 82.
This is 73.
73.
So we kept our 73rd pick.
All right. Oh, okay.
We kept our 73rd pick. So Brian Asamoah's there. He actually, if you go to NFL.com for me real quick and pull up his grade there, even though he's on this big board rank at 48, after the combine, keep on going down.
6.13 grade.
6.13 grade. Oh, you know what? I forgot to say what these grades mean.
It's my job.
Let's run through those real quick.
Word up. All right. According to NFL.com, grade 8.0 is the perfect prospect. 7.3 to 7.5 is a perennial All-Pro. 7 to 7.1 is a Pro Bowl talent. 6.7 to 6.9 is a year one starter. 6.5 to 6.6 is boom or bust potential. 6.4 to basically 6.5 will become good starter within 2 years. These are very, very precise.
Right. 6.3
to 6.9 will eventually be plus starter. 6.2 to 6.9 will eventually be an average starter. 6.1 to 6.19, good backup with the potential to develop into a starter. 6.0 to 6.09, traits or talent to be an above average backup. 5.80 to 5.99, average backup or special teamer. 5.6 to 5.69, candidate for bottom of roster or practice squad. Damn, player. 5.50 to 5.55, 5.0 to 5.59.
You will never play.
Priority undrafted free agent.
Yeah.
Then they got no grade and grades not yet available.
Yeah.
Damn,
So,
cuz.
Brian's sitting at what?
I thought he was talking about me. I was like, damn, bro, I'm pinned. Hometown Columbus, Ohio. Big shots to you, Brian. 6.13.
So it says it on there.
Good backup with the potential to develop to a starter.
Now, you've run some simulations.
I have.
There are some other linebackers
Oh, for sure.
that are down a little
No
lower.
doubt.
So would I go 73rd pick using him?
Nah.
Do we need a rusher right now, pass rusher at 73? No, because we
No.
just got Yannick. Tackle. Now, Zach Torn. Tom. It definitely says Tom. Can't read. That's even in two places. I could have looked back here too.
I don't know why he's looking there and not there. I don't understand.
So Zach Tom out of Wake Forest. Very good tackle. Let's look at him real quick. 6'4", 304 pounds. A lot of play. So some of these, what it says tackles on here, you'll see on the NFL.com if you were to actually pull that up and look after this episode, that most of the guys after the combine will say they think that they're going to move interior and not actually stay at tackle in the NFL.
Fair.
So Zach is actually one that they think that will stay tackle.
Oh, no shit.
Some people, they even mention it on here. Tom should kick inside due to physical strength concerns, but his natural position is tackle.
Okay.
So he's got to bulk up a little bit. But
Yeah,
dude
300
ran
is not a big boy.
No, he ran a 4.94 in the combine. Athletic for a big boy. 84.8 all-around grade. 1,064 snaps. He allowed 3 sacks, 2 hits, and 8 hurries.
Also a 6.1 grade, which is a good backup with the potential to be a starter.
Correct.
And what that tells me is he can be developed in a system and in a culture that allows him to grow within a couple few years, which is JIT, just in time for him to step up and be what he's supposed to be.
Correct.
So, I'm with that.
So the only other guy I'd look at as far as offensive line... The only other guy...
Homie Jamari.
The
homie Jamari.
Sawyer.
When I did my big boards, I drafted Jamari, I'd probably say 4 out of the 15 or 20 that I did.
Absolutely. He's
Why the hell not?
very common on my draft boards.
I don't understand why he's available down there.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Well, 6'3". He's a little shorter.
Short.
321 pounds. He's played everywhere on the offensive line. He's going to be firmly an interior lineman, so this is going to be a guy that he'd probably play guard.
Yep.
But why I like him is that he knows how to play the other positions and play him on a winning team in Georgia.
They got a ring.
So if we're looking to not only develop some guys on this offensive line, we can plug and play him in most positions besides center, and he'd be okay to go after he gets trained up a little bit.
Word.
Somebody gets hurt, we can plug him in somewhere.
Word.
That's why I like him.
I like him.
If we look at his stats, allowed 1 sack, 1 hit, 2 hurries. Compared to Zach, Tom, is that what we said?
Mm-hmm. Not torn.
Not torn. I like that he allowed less hurries, sacks, and hits all around. Now, his grade did go down from the previous 2 years.
Yep.
And again, he needs a good coach. Everybody needs a good coach.
I'm a big fan of the fact that he's been in big games.
Exactly. Comes from a really
That's
good
important
winning
to me.
program.
You've been in the SEC. That's a big
Yes.
deal to me.
So I like him, but there are still some good offensive linemen down a little further if the point is to just get some young talent they can develop. Some of these guys aren't going to be day one starters. He probably wouldn't be a day one starter with who we already have on the offensive line.
Yeah.
So our glaring need still, after we picked a tight end, I'm going to still look for another offensive weapon and look at wide receiver.
My man.
Can you imagine they have to do all of this in like a 3 to 5 minute span? We get to talk through it. They ain't talking. They got like 47 people in a room.
Unbelievable.
This is just us.
Unbelievable.
So I'm going to filter to wide receivers. Here's who we got. Now, Kyle Phillips, Danny Gray, Alec Pierce would be those 3 guys. Now remember, we picked up the 85th pick. So here, I don't know that I'm drafting one of those 3 guys because they're going to be available either this next pick
You would assume.
or
The pick later. For sure.
there's some good guys. David Bell, Khalil Shakir, Romeo Doubs.
Homies can ball.
These guys are all
David
good.
Bell is nice.
Danny Gray had the fastest 40 time in the combine period at 4.33. Dude's fast. Dude is fast. But if he's a big board ranked 97, he's probably going to be a little later. So I'm probably, and if you're in agreement, Penn, I'm probably going to go back to tackle here. Go get our offensive lineman.
I said every time I did a big board around this time, I went offensive lineman, i.e. tackle here. Every time.
And we won't have to worry about it
I did it every
later.
time. And I ended up drafting Jamari almost every
Now, let me tell you,
like I said.
I kind of go between this, and I haven't even thrown this in yet, because I'd look at it at next pick as well. The other guy I really like this pick is Marcus Jones.
Didn't study Marcus Jones.
Punt kick returner, probably best in the draft at that. When's the last time that we had a good punt returner?
# never.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's been a long time since we've had someone very dynamic back there that...
Who would they put back there right now? Nakeem? Who would they put back
exactly,
there?
Hines. He averaged...
Yeah.
I looked at it before it came. He averaged 120 yards a return last year, something like that. But again, when you do get to return the ball these days,
Never.
And that's on kick returns. I didn't even look at punt.
That's kind of my. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
That's your point.
Kinda.
But here's why I like Marcus Jones.
Kinda.
Punt returns we'll have. Kick returns, no.
Never.
Punt returns, yes. Okay.
Yep.
We'll more than likely have some punt returns that have somebody back there.
At important times.
This guy is also one of the best CBs in the draft.
Oh, do tell.
So, the last 2 years, he's had almost a 90 overall grade. Defensive snaps last year, 598. Coverage snaps, 382. He allowed 545 yards, a little higher than he did the previous year, only 145, but he only played 7 games. He also had 5 interceptions.
Damn.
But he allowed 2 TDs. He allowed a passer rating of only 53.5.
That's balling.
That is balling.
That's balling.
So we have a guy here, coverage grades at 87, run defense is at an 83.
He hits.
He hits.
He hits.
Completion, he's only allowing 48%. Coverage grade 87. Coverage grade on both run and pass. This guy's really good.
Come in, learn under Gilly. Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
This guy's really good.
I'm not mad at that. What happens if is he available later? Have you seen
Possibly.
him? Okay.
Possibly.
Okay.
So I would like to. I'm just gonna go what I think would happen in this situation, and you're gonna either get a Zach or a Jamari, and I'd probably go Jamari, maybe because he's a brother.
That's definitely my reason. I just want to be honest with you guys. That is 100%.
I'm gonna pick Jamari here. So we have pick 85.
87%.
I am absolutely gonna pull up wide receivers because at
Here we
this
go.
point
I agree.
we have to get our wide receiver.
We didn't even talk about this, but we really have simulated very similarly for not even discussing it for sure.
I wish I could go back to Marcus Jones here because he's available, but because we went tight end first, and yes, he's a great receiving tight end, we have
Marcus
to get
Jones?
a wide receiver. No, the CB. I'm
Okay.
saying I would have gone
Yeah,
Marcus
yeah.
Jones here because he's still there, but because we didn't end up doing the wide receiver in that first pick, this simulation, I kind of have to forget about Marcus.
Still in
This is
need.
my forget about Marcus draft. So, if I look at wide receivers, not Brian, get out of here. The fact that Brian's still here, again, that just makes me worry that something's wrong with him.
That's a very, very good point.
So you
That's
have
with that
Kyle
48
Phillips,
ranking.
who is an all-natural slot receiver in this draft. So out of UCLA, 5'11", 189. Again, slot-only option is what they say about him. Okay?
Damn.
Yeah. Highest grade of any receiver throughout the week of practices of East-West Shrine Bowl. I don't even know why they put that in there. It's a weird stat. It's just what a weird thing to say.
Let me read that again.
Hold on, let me go back. That's a weird thing to say.
That's when you know they don't got nothing to say about
Okay.
a motherfucker at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. Okay.
Highest grade of any receiver throughout the week of practices.
At the East-West Shrine Bowl. So when you start reading it, you're like, ooh, highest grade of any receiver. Since when? Hold on. The East-West Shrine Bowl.
Fuck out of here, Keisha.
All right.
That's hilarious.
I would say consistency is probably his greatest feat.
Very.
He did have 10 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Touchdowns.
Yeah.
739 yards. Again, he is a Julian Edelman-esque.
He's the tight end that you were talking about. He's the wide receiver version of the tight end you were talking about.
Consistent.
For sure.
Yes.
For sure.
I need 10 yards. He's that.
And Matt Ryan needs just that.
He's that.
Can't be mad at you.
Oh, so they didn't fit.
Exactly. That's why they use the East-West Shrine Bowl.
So his stack, so this guy started at 180.
I love this.
Average draft position all the way to where he's at now. But again, at 82, I don't know that I'm choosing him. Don't know that I'm
Really?
choosing him. But my guy, who is 6 foot, the fastest guy in the draft at wide receiver, again consistent, 803 yards, 9 touchdowns.
16.4 yards of reception.
Correct.
7 drops is a little
Little scary.
A little finicky on that. But coach him up.
You got Reggie Wayne.
You got Reggie Wayne
back there trying to teach these boys.
For sure.
When I go from them,
These fools are gonna have so much fun watching this, but we're wilding today.
Romeo. He's my third guy. 3-star recruit out of Nevada. 6'2", 201. Top target for the Wolfpack. Went over 1,000 yards in each year.
Okay. Can I see his stats real quick?
Yeah, let's look at stats.
Let me see what his numbers look like from years comparisons. All right, he's went up big time overall grade. Yards, this dude had 10,000 or 1,000 yards in 9 games last year. I'm not mad at
And
him.
11
What's
TDs.
with that 40 speed? 4 drops makes me a lot more happy than 9 drops.
40
What's that
speed. Pull him up real
looking
quick. Let's pull him up. I probably have it written down somewhere.
Nah, you good. What are we talking about?
Doobs Dobbs.
Romeo.
Doubs.
Boom. What's this 40s?
And he only has a 5.92 grade
It's
on
not sexy.
NFL.
It's
Not sexy.
40 times, didn't even say.
So he didn't go to the combine.
That probably says a lot.
He did not go to the combine.
Weaknesses: linear and limited as a route runner. Will have trouble releasing pass pressure defenders. Runs with upright gait. Yeah, that makes sense why you can't get around pass defenders if you're running with an upright gait for sure. Tight hips. Below average run after catch talent. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
What you think?
That is probably going to be a Kyle Phillips or a Danny Gray here.
Okay.
Only reason is at pick 85, I love David Bell out of Purdue.
But you can get him later.
And even if our next pick's not until 122, he's probably not available there.
Right.
But I'm not going to pick him as high as 85.
It doesn't numerically.
You can
make
always
sense.
look at trading back, but why?
Word.
Why?
Word.
I like speed.
4-3-3 sexy. Speed kills.
Speed kills.
So you can put him other play. You can do other stuff with speed.
I don't like first of all, the little excerpt that he only did it at the Shrine Electric Bowl or whatever it was called.
The electric bowl.
And I don't
Looky,
like
looky,
that
looky.
he's a slot only option. I don't like that. Danny Gray, I need you out there just running. Hey, go long, big boy. It's just like the backyard. That sounded weird. I said big boy. That was strange. So
No judgment.
I'm going
Judgment free
Danny.
zone here at
I'm
the
going
draft
Danny.
house.
Going
You drafted? We drafted?
Yeah.
All right.
So we go to 122 at this pick. So this is a guy that I've looked at multiple times. Kellen douche. But we also already have Jamari. So
why would you go 2 tackles in the same draft? At least.
I will say Kyle's still there.
Wow.
That's hard to pass up.
Why is he still available?
But the fact that he lasted to the 4th round, he's a high draft grade for him.
Look at his let me see Kyle's and then go to his trends. Let me see his trends. What's Kyle's trending?
Up.
Big time. Big time.
Up.
Yeah.
If Patriots are a team that look at him often,
I don't want anybody to go to the Patriots that just draft him right now. He's ours.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
so I will go him at pick 122.
Got to.
And the fact that you get to steal him in the 4th round,
Fuck you, Patriots.
you get to pay him less.
Boom.
So then go to 159.
This is fun.
So 159, if you look at who's available, who's top, there's some positions that we don't need. I'll say this, I'm not getting Bailey Zappi from Western Kentucky at the quarterback position. I'm just not doing it.
Let's just show him why. Let's click on this. Click on.
Let's look at Bailey.
Click on.
Now, he did break passing yardage
Damn,
records.
Bailey.
I don't like that he's only 6'1". I'm not saying that it can't be done.
Russell Wilson did it.
I'm not saying it can't be. Does that look like Russell Wilson?
Drew Brees did it.
I don't like that he's only 6'1".
I don't disagree.
Okay. I just don't. I don't want him. someone will take him.
What's his trends look like? Just let me see. Just. Yep. There you have it. Yep. I mean,
That's called downward angle.
They were thinking top 70s, second round pick before.
Here's my thing: when it says shades of, and that's who they're comparing him to, who the hell's Nick Mullins? Tell me who Nick Mullins is.
Oh wait.
Tell me who Nick Mullins is.
Never heard of him.
I don't know who that is.
Never heard of Nick Mullins. It's bad.
And then it says what he can improve on most is play under pressure. Don't like that.
It's not good.
Don't like that.
Bailey gets it.
Bailey, delete it.
The Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. It's gangsta.
So in this pick, if I keep going down, we got our tight end, right?
Yep.
We don't need a halfback.
We good.
We're okay. We have our tackle. Again, it's all halfbacks, guards. These guys will be here next pick. I honestly like Joshua Ezadu out of North Carolina, UNC.
I love it.
To keep giving us a little bit young guys that'll be able to learn.
Keep that competition going.
And again, I picked another guy that has done left tackle and left guard for the Heels. He can play multiple offensive line positions. 6'4", 308. 77.8 overall grade.
Serious upward spiral. 61, 69, 77.8.
Yes.
Yeah. Allowed two sacks. I'm not mad at that.
2 sacks, 2 hits.
I'm not
Now
mad at
12
that.
hurries, but North Carolina was just bad in general last year.
No doubt.
So I like him as a fourth round.
I love that run block grade.
Run block grade is huge.
I love that.
Yeah. And pass block is
I'm not
you can develop on that.
I'm not mad at that
76
one
is
bit.
not bad.
I'm not mad at 77% one
Yeah.
bit.
So I like this guy at pick 159 because the other guys around this time, there's just nothing there.
Word up.
We don't need them.
Word up.
And people that want to trade back or trade up, you get to this point of the draft, you're not going to really get anything back
not
for
much.
it. All you're going to do is switch positions to switch positions.
For sure.
So I'm just going to get, I'm going to go get the best player that I like, which is Josh.
Let's get him.
This will take us to 179. And we have some options here. I don't know what you
halfbacks.
normally do here.
A lot of halfbacks.
A lot of halfbacks. I like 2 guys towards the end of this, or right around this area.
We talked about this. You know exactly where I'm going on this one, but I'm going to let you keep popping.
Absolutely. And there's one that I'm going to draft here.
No doubt.
It's Micah McFadden.
I knew I had 100%.
Micah McFadden.
Got to get him.
When we are really big on trying to get better at rushing the QB, we need it. We good?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Oh, God, yeah.
Rushing the QB, we need it. We ranked 26th in putting pressure on the quarterback last year. Sacks, hits, not good. We went from a 6-point some grade to a 5-point some grade, put us in 26th place. We lost a little bit of flair getting to the quarterback.
Fair.
That won't happen with who we picked up in the offseason. Adding to that with a Micah McFadden, with what he's known for is getting to the quarterback.
Blitz.
Putting hurry, put some pressure on the quarterback. Putting hurry. Yeah.
Pudding hurry.
Putting hurry.
I love pudding.
So I'm going to look at him. And the only reason that he's down this far is because he's a 6'1 linebacker.
Is that it?
His play went down, his grade went down by 10, I'll say that, from last year. But 738 snaps, 58 tackles, 24 assisted tackles, but he had 16 missed tackles.
He played like shit against Ohio State.
But his pass rush grade is a 92 overall.
That is fire.
So even, first of all, we need some guys that can play special team.
Very well said, Pops.
And we need some guys that, if we don't try to put pressure on the quarterback, we can. This is a guy at this pick that I would look at. The other person I'd look at.
So what do you do with the Micah? You bring in someone like a Micah McFadden, and he clearly is not. I mean, we got Z Franklin, we got D Leonard. I mean, we're pretty tight to some capacity in the immediate future and linebacker. You mentioned special teams, which is fire, but does he get any tick at all?
Well, we've had 2 linebackers that missed some games for injury last year.
Okay.
Why wouldn't you have a Micah McFadden? First of all, learning from a Darius Leonard, a Bobby Okereke, all those guys. Okereke, sorry, that's how you pronounce it now.
I'm not mad.
It was Okereke when he first came
I'm
to the
not
league.
mad.
Okereke.
I used to call him carrot cake.
Carrot cake.
I used to call him
Love carrot cake.
Why do you think Caucasian linebackers get a bad rap?
Do they?
Yes.
From you or just in general?
I feel like I feel like kind of in general, dog.
Okay.
Low key in general. Like,
I think it's a little more rare, but at any position in the NFL, that they'll be as athletic.
okay.
Okay?
Yeah, there's not very many Caucasian DBs out there.
But if you know how to get to the quarterback, you know how to get to the quarterback. A crazy
You
white
know what
dude,
I'm asking. You
but
know what I'm
have
asking. Like,
'cause again,
I think Brian Bosworth fucked it up for everybody, low key. You know what I
but
mean?
you always had a Brian Cushing, a
Urlacher. Okay.
There's always those rare guys that,
Okay.
like, I ain't messing with them.
Okay.
Like,
Word up.
those guys are crazy.
Word up. AJ Hogg.
AJ Hawk, you have those
Bobby
rares. Clay
Carter.
Matthews.
No doubt.
There are
Okay.
some good ones out there.
Okay.
I think you just look at natural athleticism.
When I was looking later in the draft, the Jack Sanborns, the Micah McFaddens, they're all mad available. So I'm
Yeah.
just wondering, like, what's going on? But yeah, that makes sense. I feel you.
Yeah,
Mike-
but
Mike-
again, what linebacker are you going to choose? A brother out of LSU or a pretty good undersized linebacker at IU?
Fair.
They know how to hit down in the SEC.
Period.
That's usually
And they
where they're coming
6'3",
from.
running a 4.4, and blah, blah, blah. Word up. Word up.
Yeah. Am I
just-
choosing a Darius Leonard out of South Carolina? Or am I going after Micah
McFadden? 100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not. That wasn't
Yeah.
a diss by any means. I just was genuinely inquiring why. Like, what's the?
When I
what's
started
the,
pulling up the draft board, when I started doing all this, if you guys see all this stuff, I mean,
Pop's been going hard.
I've been doing a lot of stuff. I actually looked for Micah pretty early on because I watched him.
Homie's nice.
Like, I kept watching him.
For
and
sure.
I'm a silent IU cheerleader. Like, I was very surprised that he was so low on a lot of big boards, not just PFF.
No.
A lot of big boards. He's pretty
Most
low.
big boards.
He's in a 5th, a 6th round, but if he was 3 inches taller, 2 inches taller, he'd probably be a 3rd round.
Because interestingly, 6'1" listed is really 5'10" and a half, 5'11".
Exactly.
For real.
But available at 179 to just have another
Hometown.
former captain.
No doubt.
Hometown.
For sure.
You gotta
Put
take
on
Micah.
for the city, you gotta take Micah. I took him in mine a couple of times. I won't even act like I didn't.
So there's a guy that I hope that's available the next pick, and you'll understand why.
Word.
So we then go to pick 216, I think is what it is.
It is.
Have I run that many
Yeah,
simulations?
It is.
Oh, it does also say it in the corner.
It does. I
And
pay
he is there.
attention.
So, we have a couple options here.
I don't know where he's going with this one, y'all.
There's a Josh Johnson,
Okay.
another wide receiver.
Okay.
We've only picked one, right, so far?
Yep.
But we do have a very nice receiving tight end. If we really wanted to just, hey, we've got 2 weapons to give Matt Ryan that we drafted that'll probably get some playing time right away, we have that. Do we absolutely need another wide receiver? No. Josh Johnson's pretty nice at 216. But the one thing I want, as I just looked at Micah McFadden, if rushing the quarterback was such a big tweak that they wanted to make in the offense,
Snarf.
or in the defense, I'm sorry. I'm going to look at, I'm going to make sure that I kept recording. Hold on, did you hear that?
I did.
That's still recording back there?
Yeah.
It is? Okay, cool. Let me go back and, y'all got to see a little behind the scenes there. That scared me. Enter full screen.
You know you can just click the green button to go full screen and not full screen. Like if you go up in the left corner right there.
That?
No, up. It'll green. That right there. That green button makes it go not full screen and full screen. Just so you know.
So this is my first iMac.
Love you, bro. We a team.
So, my bad.
Your presentation is fire. That's what makes
Curtis
your PowerPoint
Brooks.
easier for you.
Curtis Brooks.
Oh wow. Okay.
Defensive interior. So we got a We got our outside taken care of. You got DeForest Buckner. You got Tyquan Lewis coming back. Just another young guy that we could develop. Yannick. Yeah. Ngakoue.
I'm very impressed.
285. Here's why I like him. Very consistent. Look at his pass rush grade.
Wow.
He had 9 sacks last season, 8 hits, 28 hurries. He knows how to get in the backfield.
He didn't have one bad game.
No.
He didn't have one bad game last
No.
year. Those grades, I mean,
The fact that he's a 160 on this draft board, that he's available at 216, just again, another special teams guy. How often is our defensive line injured?
every week.
You gotta have the guys that you
No
can
doubt.
plug in
You
and
gotta
just
be
say,
able to plug
go
in.
tackle
No
somebody.
doubt. No doubt.
Now, his run defense grade, something to be,
What's his size like, I wonder?
So, yeah, he's 6'2", 285.
Okay.
So, he's one that you can stand up.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly.
well.
Exactly.
So, I'd look at him on a nice 3-4, if we ever switch to a 3-4 during the game, where you have those guys in the down low with DeForest Buckner, Kwity Paye, and Yannick, and then you spread it out and have some other guys, the Darius, him, Okereke, and just say, this is a blitzing down.
Frank,
Exactly.
Go get him.
Go get him.
Go get him.
I like having somebody like this where you have that option, whether it's just we had to plug him in because of injury, or we have certain situations where we can throw him in. He
Word.
knows how to get to the quarterback.
Word.
So I'm drafting him. Because again, if you look, I mean, yeah, Josh is okay. Here's the other guy I was talking about. 5'11", gets open, securing the ball. I don't like it says securing the football is another story. He did have 1,100 yards, 77 pass grade. When I say that this draft had a lot of decent wide receivers,
doubt.
you can find somebody somewhere.
I got a sleeper coming, I think.
So 6 touchdowns, he's fine.
He's fine.
I'm going to still go for that best available,
100%.
and I think for us is Curtis.
Love it.
So then we go to 240. This is the last pick in our first run. What did you normally do here? Remember, we have not done CB yet.
What did I do most of the time? I think I did safety a few times.
Okay.
I think I did safety. I think we switched up some stuff because I look wide receiver deep around here late.
You did?
Because
Yeah.
I think I
Yeah.
found Homie from, see if he's still available. He is not still available on this one, so we'll talk about him later. But I think I did wide receiver pretty late in this one. We switched up some stuff. So you would do what here? Go CB? Probably?
Probably go CB just
Yeah.
because I did do it earlier.
For
in the-
sure. I
the
went
draft.
CB way earlier.
Our
most of mine.
safety, as much as you want to keep talent, we have young guys that are coming back from injury that our safety room's pretty good.
Makes
We have a
me
pretty good.
nervous. I'm just scared of injuries.
Yeah.
Ugh, but you're right.
But you're going to love this.
I am.
Hometown hero for me. I'm looking at Vincent Gray. Vincent Gray out of Michigan. Just because very rarely these days do you see someone already NFL CB size.
No doubt.
6'2",
Yeah, no
192.
doubt. Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, this guy to be
No
this
doubt.
far down, 76 overall grade. I did allow a 109 passer rating, but again, passing defense wasn't Michigan's.
Absolutely
No,
not.
they're get to the quarterback, put a little pressure in between. They're going to give up yards.
And look at his run defense.
Correct.
Yeah.
Run defense is pretty good.
No doubt.
But to be our last pick of the draft, where
Yeah.
you can just, I need him in the room,
Yeah.
whether there's for injury, if we go nickel, if we go dime, you have another guy, a big cornerback, ready to go against somebody, one of the other third or fourth stringers.
Word.
I would definitely trust him to do so if he was ready to play in the first couple of years.
Not mad.
So I'll go him.
He's been holding on to that one. I could tell.
I saw him down there. I would probably say draft grade B plus, A minus.
I say B plus for sure. That's what I would have thought. B.
B plus.
B plus for sure. Yeah.
plus.
Give me that. Give me that. Give me that. Give me that.
Oh, we did get 2 wide receivers. I'm glad I didn't go wide receiver. I forgot. We got Kyle because he was late. Decent. I'm not mad at this. Do I think it's realistic that we're going to trade back to get Trey McBride?
No.
No. So, we're going to go through a little bit of a quicker simulation here. I'm going to show you an idea that I had about trading up.
Word.
See what we have available.
You need to take a break first, or you good?
You know what? I'm going to drink a couple drinks of water. We're going to take a quick break.
We'll be right back,
Simulation 2
y'all.
coming up.
We'll see you soon.
It was all a dream. 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 We're brothers, we're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five.
So welcome back to Penn Pops 2022 NFL Not So Mock Draft. Pops is over here killing it. We just went through one simulation that was really dope. We got a B plus. I think we got a B plus grade.
B plus grade.
We'll take that.
We'll take it.
Now we're gonna go through another simulation. What's this one about? POPS. What we gonna
This
do?
one is a maybe realistic trade up if we can get a little higher in the first part of the second round.
Okay. So this is Ballard brain.
Possibly.
You know what I'm saying?
We're going to
Right.
go after our most 2 they're associated with the Colts in mock drafts. We're going to go after 2, a Sky Moore and a George Pickens. This would probably be the trade. If one was made, this would be what I would look at.
Hell yeah.
So, all right. So who I'm looking at before I do anything, just because I want to make sure it's done. I'm looking at the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions have pick 32 and pick 34. Pick 32 is from the Rams.
Okay.
So they have second, 32nd, and 34th pick. They would probably come off of one of those picks. If we go, I'm looking at 34th. Be hard to get the 32nd,
For sure.
the last pick of the first round, but I would look at going to 34th, which is the second pick of the second round. So, what we would more than likely have to give up, we do straight on 2001, we go here. I would then go give them our third round for next year from Washington, so we still have a third round. I would go give me your 4th and maybe the 6th from Denver.
Oh, okay. All right.
So we'll get an extra pick next year, and we don't lose a pick from this year. Okay?
Yep.
Let's see. Offer trade. They'll accept. So now, let's start our simulation and see what happens.
This guy.
So again, you have Green Bay, Kansas City twice in a row that are definitely need a wide receiver. Now we have the same 2 guys that we're looking at as being available. Now, George Pickens probably has the highest ceiling as far as possibilities.
Big gamer, man.
Big gamer.
Big gamer.
He's already been through a pretty big injury.
True.
Again, last year he only played the last game of the season and into the college football playoffs.
Which is probably why he's even available down here, quite
Exactly.
truthfully. Let's be
He's
real.
probably a mid-first round
No
pick,
doubt.
if not. He is a 5-star recruit.
Huge talent.
Towards ACL last spring
Yeah.
preseason in the spring game. Heartbreaking.
Ugh.
Had a huge freshman year and then had that just kind of took his wheels off.
Yeah, man.
Literally.
Literally.
6'3", 195.
Come on, man.
Now, his freshman year, he had an 85.5 overall grade. And again, that's 2001. He only played like 3 games.
Wow. Still had 0 drops. Can't what you talking about.
But his yak, 21.4. He did have the huge play in the national championship. 51-yard reception, something like that. He had 726 yards his freshman year. 513. He had a down year in 2020 in the sophomore year. Last year he had his injury, came back for the playoffs, but his ceiling is very, very high.
And as you see, his biggest game was against Alabama.
Correct.
Mad important.
They compare him to Kenny Galladay. It's not a bad person to be compared
Not
to.
at all.
Kenny Galladay, when healthy, even his injuries, because Kenny's injured often.
All the time.
But his speed's a little lacking, but his route running is 6, physicality 9, ball skills 9, elusiveness, Jesus, that's a hard word.
It's a tough word.
Whew. But this guy is good.
Very limited juice.
Very limited juice.
What do you think that means? Not the guy that... Is that just is that a
Speed.
speed thing?
Yeah,
All right.
speed.
All right.
So, George, I think a lot of people, we've talked on Twitter, he's a huge get for us. I want to show you Sky Moore. When we first started talking about our episodes before we actually recorded, and we started looking at potential people and all this stuff, we looked at some drafts. Sky Moore, we were like, I started looking at Sky Moore a lot more.
My ninja.
There's a reason that he's ranked higher than George.
Okay.
He is Mr. Consistent. He broke an FBS record, high of 26 tackles in 2021. He is great at making people miss. 91.8 overall grade. He had 1,291 yards and 10 touchdowns. Receiving grade, 91. Grade versus man coverage, 81. Consistent in all of these games.
He just kind of feels like more of a player that the Colts would pick.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He is the safer
choice. You feel me?
And he's going to be good.
Not diva, not a, you know what I mean? Not going to come in here be a problem. Like, he feels like the person that Ballard would be like, that guy.
This is who I think that they would actually, if they did this trade and Sky is available. Now, if George was the only one available there, which actually, I was actually surprised that Sky was still there, they would go get George. If he's available, if I'm thinking as the Colts would think,
Go get Sky.
they're going to get Sky Moore. So we're going to do that just for the sake of it. The other guy sometimes that falls is the Bernard Raymond, the tackle out of that.
Yep.
I've seen him fall in that. He didn't this time, which is fine. Made it easier for us to not have to think about it. 73rd. Now again, this is me probably not looking at too many other trades. We could look at trading back here to see if we can get an extra pick. Possibly. We can take a peek at it. 6 people interested in this pick. 3rd round. Because again, tackles are usually there at that point, right? We already have our wide receiver.
No doubt.
You can wait on an offensive lineman since we don't necessarily need a starting one day one.
All right.
If we had a better one to choose from, maybe.
All right.
The guys that are left are maybe not starting day one.
Okay.
So I'm looking at this. Who's interested in this pick? The Ravens. That's just 3 pick. Who do they want that's available? Probably not a quarterback. I don't even know who's available that they'd want to trade up 3 spots for. Minnesota Vikings, New England Patriots. Let's look at New England real quick. Why I'd look at this is we drop back to the end-ish of this round. Actually, no. Let's look at the Vikings. I like that better. Let's look at 77. You're not going too far back. There's going to be some guys that are available. Okay? I would look at getting one of these other picks from them. 156, 184 to just have an extra body down there at the end.
Fair.
And I'm going to try it.
I just want to say before he does this, I don't love this, but I'm not mad at him.
No. Again, this is probably not going to happen. Like, let's just be very
How much
real.
of this is going to happen? We talked about this earlier. We said disclaimer.
Even the trade up, probably not going to happen. All of this that we're doing today is not going to happen.
The
So what I
Penn
would do-
Pops, not so
Not so
mock
mock
draft, y'all.
I would look at this. It's not my favorite, and honestly,
I don't love it.
I would look to see who's best available down here,
Yep.
and I might even go Marcus Jones and get our CB.
Let me see some numbers. I'm not mad at that. Let me see some
So
numbers.
again,
one time.
we talked
oh,
about
oh yeah, I
him
remember.
last.
Yep, yeah. Oh yeah.
He's a very
I'm not-
good.
I'm not
He's
mad.
the best punt
not
returner,
mad.
kick returner, so
remember.
special teams specialist, and
That feels very Ballard to me. I can't even front.
a very good cornerback.
That feels very Ballard to me.
I could see them passing on tackle here, or offensive line here.
And I say that again because they're gonna need someone dope to come in a couple of years after Gilly is
Actually,
dead.
I didn't even see this. I take that back. Luke. This is the other one I was talking about. So he's the other half of the best two tackles that were in the FBS last year. So you had Bernard Raymond, who went in the first round, probably around pick 15 to 18. You have him as the other one. Best tackle duo. 94.3 run blocking grade was among the top marks in the nation last year. 6'5", 312, big boy. 92.2 overall grade, as we said. Offensive snaps, 242, 742, not 242. He allowed no sacks,
Zero sacks.
3 hits, and 4 hurries. He's a possible day one starter.
Yeah.
Second year starter, maybe. But you could do that there.
What would you do?
What would I do?
Yeah.
Marcus Jones. Whatever the hell his name is.
What do you
Marcus
think? What do you
Jones.
think Ballard would do?
If Luke was there, just because of the resume,
He would take him.
he's going to take him at pick 73.
We gotta take him. We said we were sticking to what would Ballard do on this one.
Yeah.
As sexy as Marcus is as a pick, it's not what we said.
So you have our 2 biggest needs
Wide receiver and tackle is done.
that we've done.
And they're fire picks.
Now, this is an interesting one. Okay. You have wide receiver help, so if we really wanted to get another offensive weapon, I'd do one of 2 things here.
Okay, I think we're on the same page.
I would go Kyle Phillips.
Okay.
We have our slot guy.
Yep.
You already have Sky Moore.
Okay.
The only thing I don't like about that is that size is not a huge thing with them. I know
Yeah.
Ballard, we are talking, they like big wide receivers.
Yeah.
Pittman's, what is he, 6'1"? Pittman 6'1"?
Michael?
Yeah.
I think he's taller than that.
Is he 6'2"?
I think, yeah.
Okay, so we have a big wide receiver there. Would they go to, well, Sky Moore, you can plug him anywhere. He's Julian Edelman. Do we want 2 of that type of wide receiver?
Absolutely not.
Because I think he's the Walmart brand.
Michael Pittman's 6'4".
Oh, damn, okay.
That's why I was like, I think he's mad tall.
So I don't know that they would go Sky Moore, who's kind of the best Julian Edelman in the draft,
Very well
and
said.
then go, here's the off-brand version that'll still
They're
be
not going to
pretty
go
good.
get 2 wide receivers. Like, they're not
That
doing
are that similar
Not,
in their
not
game.
that synonymous.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Now, Sky Moore's so much better than him. Comma but. Don't know that they do it. I don't know that they'd go get Romeo. We looked at him last draft. I just don't see that they would go do that right here.
So people say all the time that Ballard is best known for getting the best available.
Best available. Okay. So what I would think, they're not going to do tackle here because we already went and got our tackle.
Yep.
Right? Wish you guys could hear this right now.
Hey, because I was like,
You do have a very good guard in Oklahoma. Again, I don't see 2 offensive linemen in a row.
yeah.
I don't see that. What I'm going to look
CB?
at,
You going to CB, baby?
I'm going to show Charlie Kohler.
Okay.
Probably the second best overall receiving tight end in the draft.
Okay.
Charlie, 6'7", 252.
Damn.
Big old boy. Consistency.
Across the board, bro. 2 drops.
Yes.
I love that number.
2 drops. So 85.3 grade last year, 63 receptions on 95 targets. They went after him a lot.
Look at that yak across the board for
Across
his 3 years.
the
I mean, that's
board.
crazy.
So when I'd go him
Yeah.
here, partner him with Mo Alley Cox. That's my guy.
So he's playing right now.
He's playing right now.
Let's go.
He's playing right now.
He's playing right now. All right, Charlie.
And then we go to pick 159. This is going to look a little similar because, again, when we look at that one pick, it's usually about the same guys.
No
This
doubt.
is where I probably would either do one of two things. Go get Josh again to give us some more depth. Or maybe look at a safety and JT Woods.
Can I just see the cornerback pool available right now?
Sure. I will say this. These guys that you're about to look at will be available next set.
I just wanted to see where we are. All right. All right.
I'll look at Duran,
Yep.
available pick 216
No
or
doubt.
240.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. No doubt.
Because you'll actually like his stats. But again, I'd probably go here when it's a lot of.
You go Joshua?
I'd probably go Joshua again
Yeah, because he's dropped some.
And just drop- yeah, and just grab him.
Get him.
for the sake of time.
I'm having a blast. You guys having a blast? Pops is killing it. We should give this fool a round of applause right now for how fire this shit is.
And
I'll do
then
it.
pick 179.
That's for y'all.
Appreciate you.
Killing
We're
it.
kind of in that same spot as we were last draft, right?
C. Brooks.
You got Curtis Brooks.
Yeah.
You got Micah McFadden.
Micah McFadden. I was, yeah.
I'm probably going to go Micah again in this pick. If you look, let me look down.
I feel like we might end up drafting Micah McFadden. Really,
I really do.
I really feel like we
Just
might,
for
I
the
feel like we might
hometown
draft
tie,
him.
I
agree.
really do.
I think we might get him dead
Like,
ass.
I really do
I feel like
think
we might
Micah
draft
is
him.
the guy that we do there. And then at 216, you can maybe change some things. Again, if Curtis Brooks is still available there, it'd be hard to turn down again because we talked about how good he is at getting to the quarterback.
Yep.
But he's not there, so we don't have to worry about it.
Fair.
I would then now go. Let's look at CB. Bland is there. 6'2", 200. Like Micah, or not Micah, like, what's his name, from Michigan. Same kind of size, 79.4 overall grade. He was hurt in 2020. So he allowed a 63.2 passer rating. He did get 2 interceptions, but he allowed 3 touchdowns. But at, what round are we in?
Bro, we're deep.
We're deep.
We're deep.
That's a pretty decent CB to go get if you wanted to be above Vincent Gray.
That's fair.
Right?
That's his home. That's his name. Vincent
Yeah.
Gray. Yeah. That's fair.
Average coverage, average run.
My thing is level of competition.
Against Fresno State.
Something
Yeah.
tells me that a Vincent Gray is a little bit more battle tested. If I was to play
Hands down.
devil's
You're going
advocate,
against the Big Ten
yeah,
versus
for
the,
sure.
what is this? Who's
You don't even know.
UCLA,
You don't even-
Oregon, and
Pac-12.
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 Yeah. Fresno State. What Pacer went to Fresno State? Former Pacer.
Paul George.
You're just
Come
making
on,
sure
come
you
on.
knew.
Come on.
Like, we didn't know anything about Paul George that came out of the draft. It's like, who's this guy?
Real.
We can look at Sean Jolly. 5'9". I already don't love.
Too short.
Too short.
Life is too short. Big shout out to
He
you.
went from a 91 his freshman year to a 70. To a 66, then to a 70.
I don't like them 666s in his name either. It makes me nervous.
Oh, yeah, when you have
That was a
666,
bad-
you can't
especially in
draft that.
2020. That was a
Nah.
bad year for everybody. I'm not into that.
Arizona State,
That's
Jack
light.
Jones.
He weighs $170.
$170, don't like it.
Light.
And then we have Vincent Gray again.
All right.
So, like you said, I like the competition that Vincent Gray has.
I do.
The other thing that I could look at here
Word up.
is our second wide receiver.
Because all we have is Sky Moore in this draft.
We have Sky Moore and our tight end.
Got you. Okay.
So getting
we're
another
looking-
wide
now
receiver.
You're thinking more weapons.
Is something I would look at. And I would look at Josh Johnson.
What do you think Sky Moore's 40 is?
Pull him up.
Because for me,
4.49. I'll say something like that.
For me, it would come down to a speedster in this kind of capacity.
Okay. He has a 6.24 overall grade. 4.4.
4.4. That's
4.4.
moving.
That's
moving.
moving.
Yeah, that's
Good.
moving. Yeah, that's speed.
Yeah. So I look at Josh Johnson here. Best available. Again, he's 5'11", but again, you can't be too picky when you're this low in the draft. He did have 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns. So his yardage went up 50%.
No doubt.
From sophomore year to his senior year, where he probably became the number one guy on the offense.
Did not run the 40 at the combine.
Right.
Did not.
We do not know how fast he is.
Right. For the right. You know what I'm
We
saying?
have no
For
idea.
Sure.
5.597 overall grade.
Average backup or special teamer.
Okay.
All right. That's what we'd expect of you this deep.
He started at Iowa State.
You know what I do think is dope? That electric make you miss ability.
Yes.
Open field.
Yes.
That's not bad.
So I'd probably go get another wide receiver to just put another wide receiver in the room.
You would.
I would.
What would Ballard do?
What would Ballard do? Let's look. We're not getting a halfback. We're not getting another guard. We're not getting Brock Purdy. I just do not think that they're going to draft a quarterback. Again, best available for us is Josh Johnson.
There you go. I just wanted to make sure they saw. Because I agree, but, you know. We got one more pick.
240. Probably about the same guys available. Brock is still there. Let's just look at his stats.
Jack Sanborn. That's who I'd go get.
Now we do already have Micah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we got Mike in this draft. Fair.
This is Brock.
He's the 5,000 plus yards guy?
No.
Okay.
So, last pick of the draft, would you get a quarterback just to see if he could do anything? Because you ain't got to pay him anything whatsoever being in the 7th round.
You're right.
He had 19 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 101.5 passer ranking,
Which is fantastic, yo.
71.4 completion percentage.
It's my birthday.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
On paper, he had
he had 3,200 yards. It's fine. He had 3,900 yards in 2019.
the schemes change.
Sure.
Does a new coach come in and change some stuff up? You never know.
There you go. Agile and aware in the pocket, extremely low, 12.9 career sack conversion rate. Awesome.
All right.
Plus his accuracy, highest on target rate of any QB in the draft class last year. Accurate quarterback.
Can't be mad. Shades of Colt McCoy.
Cole McCoy is a great career backup.
Was phenomenal college football player.
Correct.
For sure.
He is a reliable backup QB.
If your quarterback gets hurt and there are 5 games, Colt McCoy can win you 3 or 4 of those.
Do you draft him to be our backup QB? Because we
It
don't
ain't
have one.
It ain't Erlinger, whatever his name is. How tall is he?
6'1", 6'2". 6'1".
You said you don't like shorter quarterbacks.
I don't. He's not our future. I'll just say this. Brock's not our future. He's not the guy that would step in and take over for Matt Ryan.
Then for me, it would be no.
Right.
For
I'll
me,
go
it would
look
be
at
no.
next year.
Yeah, for me, it would be no.
Okay. So then...
We had to really figure this out in 4 minutes. How long do they have for real? I need to know how long they have to make a...
I think it's 5.
How long... What is it? How long is the draft room? How long is the...
How long in between each
pick?
Yeah.
Go ahead,
It's
keep
5.
going. You're good.
If it's shorter than 5, I'll be even super impressed with them. Because I'm saying we can talk about it for like 12 minutes on one person if we really wanted to.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Holy shit. Okay. Good for
10
them.
minutes.
So I feel better about how we're doing this.
No, that's real.
So here, do you go get a special teamer in Jack Sanborn and hopefully he develops into somebody? But with our wide, we already have Micah McFadden. We have who we already have in the linebacker room. When's he gonna play?
You know what? Is there a athlete / special teamer somewhere in there available? No. Okay.
I mean,
Just asking.
Brad.
That's
would
what
be
made me
okay.
ask. That's what made me ask is him.
Brad would be okay. Hell of a safety for Michigan. 56 tackles last year. Defensive snaps, 341. I'm sorry, 800 defensive snaps. He was on the field all year.
That's what made me ask was seeing his name there because I remember him and he was a hell of a player, and he's that kind of person late in a draft that may be a little bit more versatile than your typical safety.
Correct.
Special teams, you may be able to plug him in a nickel. Great in the room with other players. In the DB room, I don't know. That's just what just a suggestion, just a thought, a thought. Because I'm not impressed by Purdy. I'm not impressed by Sanborn. I'm not.
Right.
We already have Micah, like we said. So what would Ballard do? He'd
I
probably
would
take
do
offense.
him or Vincent Gray like we did the first time.
How far down is Vincent Gray?
Right there.
I would take the other guy. I would take in this particular draft.
We just haven't drafted a CB.
No doubt. Oh, we haven't drafted a CB. Didn't take him in this draft.
Yeah. So we go, boom.
What's the grade? What do you think the grade
A-.
is? I said I agree to the point, to the T. Boom.
Little bit more realistic. Do I
draft.
actually think that they're going to trade up? I doubt it.
Why do you doubt it? I can really see it happening.
Do I think that they would negotiate the extra pick that we would get if we're doing it on a draft simulator?
My ninja.
To get a pick 87 as well? Because they moved up 6 to 10 spots?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Would we be able to go get a Luke as well? Oh, I'm sorry, a Charlie, wherever our extra pick was. Actually, we didn't do an extra pick here. Probably not.
I'm with you.
Probably not. More than likely, I see us doing this and just saying what's going to be available at 42 and doing best available. I really do. I honestly think trading back would probably happen before trading forward.
All right.
I would say trading back, so you go get who we talked about in the first part, which was Jalen Tolbert, would probably be more likely
Yep.
than taking an Abraham Lucas, who's a
No,
good
no,
tackle,
no,
but he's a
no.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Like, I just
he's
think
he's a project. That's
He's a
exactly what he
project.
is.
I would say you do what we did the first time, and this is the only trade that you do, and going, hey, I went back to 50. Let's do New Orleans. Let's do that. We go boom, that. I'll do this real quick. 49. You go get. Let me go get my Jalen Tolbert. Let that run. Let me put that on fast. You have a Cam Taylor-Britt, who's one of the best CBs in the draft, available there, but probably in Jamari Sawyer again, because we're not going to be trading anymore. You have the extra 98. I'm going Marcus Jones. If he dropped there at 98, I'm absolutely
You
taking
gotta
Marcus Jones.
You gotta get
There's our CB. There's our wide receiver. There's our tackle.
Now
Our
it's
offensive
just-
lineman.
Now let's go.
Now
play.
we just go play. Then you go Kyle Phillips,
Kyle Phillips.
and you have your weapons.
No doubt.
Or you go get our tight end that we got last time,
For
because
sure.
he's gone at this
the tall
point.
dude, the tall homie.
He's gone at
Yeah,
this
yeah.
point. He usually gets drafted. And you have these guys here who will be available later. Honestly, tight ends do drop off. It's all kind of projects and hopefully some upside. A Jalen Weidermeyer, who actually has a decent ranking on the NFL grade. He usually does get picked up because he's looked at as a rising draft stock. I just don't see us doing that here.
Yeah.
I would see us again. We're going to do Josh.
100%.
Again, we're going to probably do Micah McFadden because I just really feel like they're going to draft him.
He's gonna really be a Colt for sure. I can feel it. And right around that, right around
Absolutely.
there. Yeah.
216, I would go Curtis Brooks.
every time. If he's available there,
You have to
you
take
have
him.
to.
You have to take him. 240, we get to do our Brad Hawkins or Vincent Gray.
It's not a question.
And I would go do Vincent Gray.
It's not a question to me. This is probably the only place we defer, for sure.
Yeah.
All right?
And then you'd probably have an
That's
A.
That's an A for sure. That's a beautiful draft. 3 for 3.
That's
sexy.
the more than likely. If they do trade, this would be the trade they would do. They would try to trade back a few spots and be around the 50th pick and go best available at all the places.
Yeah, man.
There you go.
There you go. So, what do you think, Pops? How you feel about our first not so mock draft?
I
You
feel like I
killed
can
this
breathe.
shit. You killed this
I
shit.
feel like I can breathe.
Yo, y'all need to do me a favor and tweet Pops, aka POPSZC, and tell this fool how dope and how awesome of a job he just did on this draft simulator, because none of this made very much sense to me until a couple weeks ago. And he's been digging in the crates. This homie's got notes galore, papers for days. He's
All
been
kinds of
stressed
stuff.
the hell out like it's a real life presentation. Public speaking is hard. So I need y'all to do me a favor and make sure y'all give this fool a
failed public
shout out.
speaking.
For sure. Killed that shit. That was very, very well done, Pops. Very well done.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Thanks for watching. For the people that I know that are absolutely going to be watching this, share it, like it, subscribe.
Give us some feedback.
Give us
Let
some
us know what you
feedback.
think.
And honestly, I want you guys to go to PFF. I want you to send us your drafts. I want you to screenshot them. I want you to
because
tweet.
this drops on Tuesday, so
This drops on Tuesday. We have up until Thursday. I want to see what you guys do in 7 rounds.
absolutely. Make sure you go to 7 rounds, because sometimes it starts on 3. So make sure you click over
Yes.
and do the 7 rounder, and that's dope. PFF.com. Big shout outs to PFF. Big shout outs to NFL.com. We will see you guys on Tuesday when this drops. We will see you Thursday evening live on YouTube and all of that stuff to hang out during the draft.
Yep.
We'll have this decked out. We're calling it the Draft House, and go Colts, man.
Go Colts.
For the shoe, baby.
Let's do this.
Penn Pops, 317 Sports Project, and the Not So Mock Draft. We out of here.
Out of here. Thanks, guys.
Cause I was like 2 years old, first time I heard a beat drop.
Yeah.
And by 3 years old, I'm learning how to beatbox.
Yeah.
4 or 5 years old when I'm putting on the 45s.
Final.
Needle to the groove, I'm scratching up the sweet spots. Homie from the East Block, in that town where the fiends flock. Skip school all day, mama couldn't keep watch. Fresh fade with the Reeboks. Man, nah, nigga couldn't tell me nothing. I'm so sick in my own lane, preteen, pimping all the light skin, red bone loving. Boombox on with the headphones bumping, dreaming to find my niche. Cause I ain't really know back then when I picked up my first notebook and a black pen. That little nigga with a rhyme like this, I wasn't thinking to the days of